Jana.
Oh, Jana was here last week, right?
Yes, she was.
Okay. Hey, girl.
I think we put her a little bit in the hot seat. Did we? I thought we did.
What's her website? See, I know people buy like visual stuff. Like, what was her website? Oh, she hopped off. She was scared.
No. She'll probably come back on. She's the one who does, I think, senior photography, like high school seniors and stuff. Maybe she wasn't in the hot seat. She was just participating.
Oh no, she was in the hot seat. You did her website review.
All right, let me tweet this out. Okay, we did.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Did you get coffee?
I did. I had to. So like, there was no way.
So jealous. So jealous of you right now. Damn you.
I'm sorry. I was like, oh my God, I had to. All right, let us start. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome. We just really love you guys so much. That's why we're here, because me and Erica were up really late, and we were like each other's buddy as we're burning the midnight oil, I call it. But we've committed to this time slot. We've committed to this topic, and we really wanted to be here with you guys. So, just share on Twitter and share with your friends, because I think this is a really very important topic. I think if you're in business for yourself and if you're a solopreneur, this is the most important topic you really should be looking at, especially if you want your side hustle to be your main income and if you want to really be profitable. So my name is Feuza Reis. I am your co-host. I am the founder of Get Found with Fuse, and I help creative solopreneurs and bloggers get found online. Then my second better half here is Miss Erica, and I say I help people get found, and she helps people get booked. So Erica, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Get that coin. Welcome everyone, and those who are watching the replay, welcome, and thank you for watching. My name is Erica Hood Vincent, and you can find me over at ericahvincent.com. And I am called the Conversation and Conversion Chick because I help service-based solopreneurs overcome sucky sales conversations and really show them how to have a simple solution conversation that just so happens to convert into a coin.
Yes. We like coins. We like money.
We like coins.
Awesome.
I don't know. My bank like coins, so I have to give them what they like.
Coin. My kids loves coins because they ask me for something every single day. Mommy, can you buy me
stores like coins? The stores like everybody like coins. Can y'all like something else? Like, can I give y'all something else?
I know. My hair peeps like coins. My manicure peeps like coins. My husband likes coins, and he's asking more of them.
Everybody likes freaking coins, dude. You're in audio only. I can hear you, but we can't see you no more.
Oh, really? I don't know. I didn't do anything. That's weird.
It says poor internet signal. That's okay. I still can. Maybe it'll pop back or something. Or maybe you have to hop in and hop back out. Blab has changed so much since this last 7 days we've been on here. This is crazy.
Okay, let me do that because it's showing the camera on. So.
Okay. Oh, wait. Okay.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
You see me now?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see you now.
So
I can see you now.
This topic came, so today we're talking a little bit, it's going to be a little bit more about the getting booked portion. And in the conversation that I was having with Erica that I thought would be a really great Blab show episode. So this is our third or fourth episode. I don't know. I haven't had much sleep tonight. So
yeah, I'm like doing funny facial stuff just to
Yes. So it is what we're talking about when we are in business for ourselves. So when I started my photography business 7 years ago, we don't realize that we really become a business, right? So, and there's this whole roller coaster effect, especially since my husband's also a service-based business and construction. So there's no set income. There's no set salary. So 1 month could be like, oh my God, amazing, all this money. But then for the next 3 months, it could be like, where is my next dollar coming from? So we call this the feast and famine mode. And I was talking to Erica because I was like getting really panicky about some stuff. And then she just started walking me like backstepping and walking me through. And I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, what? Say that again. She just made it so simple to really forecast and to really just organize yourself so you don't hit what I call, when you hit not rock bottom, I call desperation mode. Because what happens in desperation mode is that you make a lot of mistakes, you undervalue yourself, you offer too many discounts, and then people don't take you seriously, right?
I hate the word discount. Can we use a different word?
No, I don't know.
So here, we can't say sales, cheap, or discount, or free.
Right.
What may be free sometimes. That's okay.
Maybe complimentary.
Sales cheap.
I like complimentary better.
I can't find my notebook.
I gotta drop some pens already. Complimentary is always better.
I hate free, discount, and cheap. I can't. And sales.
Right. But it's what I call the desperate mode, right? We're so desperate because you have bills to pay, you have kids, you gotta buy your coffee.
that you didn't get me a caramel frappuccino, please, next time. Thank you.
Okay. All right. That we have to know where does our next dollar comes from, right? But, you know, Erica had some really good tips about how you can create like kind of a roadmap and how can you organize yourself that you don't get into desperate mode. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And it's going to be a little bit role play and me asking Erica some questions, and feel free to write. Me too.
Are you excited?
I am, because this is
how excited are you? You're pumped with Starbucks, so how excited are you right now?
I am really pumped right now because for me to even be here live and clothed, I'm really excited.
I mean, God is just amazing. I mean, He just works wonders with these 3 hours I got 3 hours of sleep. How many hours of sleep did you get?
I got about 3. Because I put the boys to school and then I slept again. That's my problem.
Yeah, no. I had to get the high schooler up because the 2 little ones, they're out of school today, but the high schooler, he had to go. So I was still like,
Oh
all right, let's do it. You ready?
Let's do it. Let's start. Okay, Erica, how can we avoid the feast and famine mindset? I feel like we do need like little drum roll music. Let's do it.
Or something. Yeah. All right. So nothing ever in life, I don't care what you do, who you talk to, what you get yourself involved in, nothing is ever 100% foolproof system.
Right.
But the best way to decrease or eliminate or avoid that feast and famine mode, that desperation mode, is to really work by creating a money map. Now, a money map to me is what a lot of people like to call a sales funnel. I don't like to say sales funnel. I don't like to use the word sales funnel. I don't like to execute the different levels that most textbook salespeople or textbook internet marketers like to put that pyramid on it. Because for me, in the mindset of being a service-based business owner and being a mom and being a wife and having other obligations, my money map, my financial map is much differently. It's not cookie cutter, right? So in terms of creating a money map or sales funnel, you don't start at what you have to offer first.
Okay.
You actually do that last. What you need to start, and that's where I see a lot of people get hung up, because they get so focused on, I have this awesome service. I know it's going to help a lot of people. I'm going to transform lives. I'm going to make a difference or impact, whatever the benefit of your biz is, right? And so immediately they go off into, oh my gosh, I have to blog 5 tips about this. I got to blog on 8 tips about that. I got to do Periscope about this. And I got to get on Twitter. I got to create some social media profiles. I got to get my pictures out there. And they do all of this stuff that's wrapped around the idea of their business.
Right.
But they forget about the money part of their business. So let me break it down for you.
Yes, let's do this.
Okay, now you got your business, right? You woke up one day and said, aha, I found the light. I know what I love to do. So instead of doing the marketing aspect of it first, you need to do the money aspect of it first. Some things that you need to consider when creating your money map. You need to consider, 1, your personal financial expenses. Everything that you are obligated to pay as a grown-up, you need to write that down as your expenses. So this is your mortgage, your light, your gas, your health insurance, your food, your wealth, your health, your beauty, your lipstick, your shoes, all of this stuff. right? That you are obligated to pay out every month. And then as a business owner, because hopefully you've created a business plan, you know you now need to figure out how much money in business expenses you actually are obligated or need to pay out every single month, right? So if you rent a brick and mortar space or a storefront space, or if you use a portion of your house, like your basement or whatever, to work out of your business, and then you take that money and apply that 200 or whatever you want to do to your mortgage, you take all your different expenses, right? Then you need to figure out, okay, now I know how much I need to pay out in my personal business. Now I know how much I need to spend in my business expenses. People stop right there and say, okay, this comes up to about maybe $3,000 a month.
Right.
And they stop right there, and then they say, okay, so now I know I got to go out and generate $2,500 a month to get sales to keep my head above water, or just to break even. But it's so many other pieces to the financial puzzle that they're missing, and this is why they get into feast and famine mode, because they come up short, and then they figure out, well, I don't have enough to pay my light bill. Now I don't have enough for groceries. So other things that you need to consider in your money map. Or did you have a question, Feuza?
Yeah. So interestingly enough, though, I feel though not everyone has even taken this first step. That's really important, or these first steps. So I think some people are at like, okay, I know I want to generate $4,000 a month, right? But they really haven't. Some people haven't even thought about the number yet. And other people really haven't really sat down and looked at their personal expenses and business expenses, right? Or, if you're brand new.
Well, you're right on. You're dead on.
Going to be. So what about when you say personal expenses, do you mean just, well, what if you're married? So you're talking about like both of,
like me and you, because we all booed up?
Yes. Yeah, we all booed. Exactly. So in this personal expenses, should I write what we're both obligated for, or if my husband's really taking care of all the bills and I'm really just obligated for my coffee and
the coffee that you don't buy your friend? Well, you know what, you can do it. You can do it one of two ways. I mean, initially, and you know what, before I answer that, Feuza, you make a very good point. When I get on my coaching call, so like once I've gone through the consultation, then they agree to work with me, one of the first things that I ask my clients is I say, okay, what's your desired monthly income goal? And they say, oh, I want to make $5,000 a month. And then the next question I say is, yeah. And then, because that's great in theory. And my next question is, okay, so how did you come to that number?
Right.
And then we break it down that way. So I'm going to walk you through what I'm talking about. So in terms of husband and wife, who pays what? Now you can do it one of two ways. If you and hubby go half on the bills, then you will put in what you're obligated to pay out of that half, a third, or whatever. Or if you're a very independent kind of chick and I don't need no man for nothing, or your relationship could be rocky, it may be on the outs, whatever the case may be. Even though I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real.
And today to drop.
You're so crazy. But then, the only reason why I'm bringing this point up is because a lot of my clients, they're in situations where either they're a spouse or significant other, and they do not want to financially support their business decisions. However, that significant other or love interest is the financial breadwinner for the house. So I would tell them, okay, well, you can do this one of two ways. If you contribute like half on the rent, then you put down your half that you pay. Or if you want to get all independent Beyonce on them, then you can put down your full amount of whatever your rent is, because if stuff is rocky and he's not going to support you, then you need to put in how much that you have to pay if with or without him.
Right. Or you can both do this together and figure out your own too, like or each side. Yeah. And one thing that I've done is
or you can just have his bank account and just have him pay it anyway.
One thing that I've done is also like, okay, this is what ideally, so right now I'm not contributing as much as I would like to with my own household, and this is what I would like to be contributing to. This is what I really want my personal expenses and my obligations to be. So maybe you're in the situation like me, where you want to contribute more. So now you're trying to reach a certain goal with your finances based off like what would
Yes.
be your obligation. So number one,
Yes.
Erica talked about personal expenses, and I asked her if this included spouses or not, and she gave some scenarios. Number two is she mentioned business expenses. So what are some examples of business expenses are we talking about here?
Oh yeah. So a lot of people just think about, well, I pay $9.99 for MailChimp,
Right.
and then I pay $20 for CoSchedule, whatever that stuff is, right? But then they forget about other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They forget about office supplies. If you send your clients like a thank you customer appreciation letter, or a card, you got to buy stamps, you got to, you know, all that stationery stuff. And maybe you do that once a month, or you should be doing that once a month. If you're not doing that, do a customer appreciation once a month. And then you all, like, let's say you have, like, because not all service-based business is just online, right? Some people like yourself and photographers like have to travel for their business. And I even know some hairstylists like Cherise, she's a hairstylist. I have a few friends that are travel on the go.
Yeah, and Jillian just joined us. She's she has her own studio.
Yeah, exactly. And so sometimes you will have to travel to your client or travel to your work site. Well, you have to account for gas.
Right.
You have to account for if you're gonna have lunch or food or anything like that. Susie Osmond has to split figures. Yeah, exactly. Both contribute. Oh yeah, she's going back to the who contributes to the household. Yeah, so there's gas that you have to consider. If you have a business phone, either landline or cell phone that you use. Oh my gosh, if you have business credit cards, if you have business bank loans, if you have rents, you know, again, like storage space, studio space, whatever the case may be. Utilities, like let's say if you have an office space, you gotta, you know, pay for the light bill in the office space. Oh my gosh, it's so many. I have a list of them.
Yeah, I just wanted a few because I think sometimes people don't really sit down and take that step. So they're like ballpark it, right? I'm like, oh, I think it's $200 a month. But then when
I know, I'm sorry, and the other stuff too just came to me. So let's say you have like people that you need to outsource your work to, either because you don't have time to do it or you just don't know how to do it and you don't want to waste the time to learn how to do it. So you outsource it. Like, so things would be like web design, graphic design, copywriter.
Right.
So these would be considered like subcontractors or 1099 freelance workers, right? Yeah. So you have to also account for that. Now, you may not use them every month, but you may use them frequently enough to where it needs to be added into your business expenses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So what would the next step be? So we talked about personal expenses, business expenses. What's the next step?
So is there a next step or are we done?
No, we're trying to, so what do we do with this?
It was a trick question for you, Fuse.
Oh, there is more. Wait, there is more.
Wait, there is more. Yes. So, most people just do their business, their personal expenses, and business expenses. Say, okay, I have my number. Let me go work my business, right? Now, there's three other things that you need to consider. The other thing, financial freedom comes in that, like every single entrepreneur that I know, I don't care how they word it, they all want to have this thing called financial freedom. But yes, in all actuality, what the hell is financial freedom? Like what does that even mean to you? Does that mean that every year for 1 week, you want to be able to take your family to the freaking Bahamas, or you want to be able to go to Florida and go to Disney World, or you want to be able to have like a B&B with your boo thing like 2-3 times a year, you know what I mean? Or maybe you have kids and you want to be able to contribute to their future education and you want to fund their college account, right? Or maybe you want to buy a house. And right now in your current financial living situation, it's just not feasible. You can't even see you're grasping at straws, right? So you want to consider like your savings goals, like a new car, house, big ticket items, right? Maybe you want to buy new office equipment, or you want to buy new business equipment. For photographers, right, you know, y'all stuff can get pricey. That shit is crazy. I don't know how you do it, but you know, but
pricey.
Right. But like maybe you have some different equipment that it's an upgraded version that's coming out and it's better for your business, and you want to maybe save up for that $2,000, $3,000 thing, right? So you have to consider that amount. So how would you do that? So I've been talking a lot about monthly prices, right? So I'm going to take a house, for example. So in theory, most banks want you to be able to put at least 10% down or $10,000 down, right? So you don't have 10 grand just kind of sitting around in your pockets, but by the year, you want to be able to work that $10,000 into your monthly income goal. So what you would do is you would take that $10,000 and then you're divided by 12. I think it comes out to, I forget what it comes out to, but whatever that number is, right? Feuza has left the building. My son's school is calling. Be right back. Okay. Oh man, I hope everything's okay. Hey, Candy. Fuse has to just step off for a second to take a call. She's in mommy mode right now. That's what we do. But I was basically going through the steps, the financial obligations that you need to consider. But listening, I was going through the financial obligations that you need to consider when you really are trying to get out of feast and famine mode, and when you really are trying to live and work your business to be financially free. So I covered the first two, which was your personal expenses. So savings, vacation, class fund, yep, things like that. It's kind of like it's kind of like those big ticket one-off type of situation that you only maybe do like once a year, right? So you have to also consider that. That was number 3. Number 2 was your business expenses and all the different things that you need to consider with that. The fourth thing that you want to do is make sure that you consider your profit, right? So what is profit? You have a dollar amount, you have a price point that you set for your clients. So let's say you charge, for photographers, you charge, I don't know, $2,500 for a photo shoot. If that's a crazy number, don't shoot me. I know nothing about photography. So let's say that your photography packages cost $2,500, right? So you book a client for $2,500. Now, in that $2,500, you factor in only your personal and your business expenses. So that doesn't really leave you with anything else to work with. Like, let's say, get your hair done, go out to eat, maybe go clubbing with the girls, go grab a movie, or any of that extra stuff. Maybe go grab a nice cute pair of shoes that Aldo may have on sale or whatever, right? So you want to make sure that when you're pricing out your business, that you want to include a profit percentage, right? Breaking even is one thing, but really bringing home money that you can actually see once you pay out everything is completely different. So that's the fourth thing that you want to do, is that you want to make sure that you consider the percentage amount of what you want to take out of that $2,500, put in your pocket, and then put the remainder amount back into your business in your personal space. All right. The fourth thing that you want to make sure that you consider: personal, business, savings, profit. I'm sorry, fifth thing. So the fifth thing that you want to make sure that you consider is that you want to make sure that you are truly being conscious and you're truly being realistic about how much time you actually have available to work in your business. And this is something that we do not we really take it lightly. Like, we really, like, I don't know. I know Sharice is a mom. I know Fuse is a mom. I'm a mom. How many Jill and Karen, are you guys moms? Moms or wives? Moms and wives. Yes, Jillian is. Karen, what about you? Are you a wife or a mom, or wife and mom? Okay, Karen's not with us. All right, so Jillian, so there's 365 days in the year. Duh, right, Erica? Why are you saying that? Well, in all actuality, we are not going to work every single 365 days. This was my mind-blowing exercise I did with Erica. Yeah, after I did this with Fuse, I thought she was gonna fall like out of her chair. For the guys, for everyone who just joined, and thank you and welcome, Yasmin, for joining. I hope I said your name right, Yasmin. My co-host Fuse, mybomb.com. Seriously, my jaw dropped. Fuse had to step off and go into mommy mode because, we are mothers first. She got a call from her son's school, so I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that everything is okay with that. And she'll be joining and reconnecting with us shortly, depending on the outcome of the situation with the call. So the fifth and final thing that you need to consider is that out of 365 days, how many hours and how many days do you actually have available to work? As a mother, you're not going to work on your freaking kid's birthday. I mean, unless you're just really cold-hearted or like a blood-sucking, money-hungry, crazy person, which you're not, because you're a mother, so you're compassionate first. You're not going to work on your kid's birthday. You're not going to work on your birthday. You're not going to work on national holidays, right? Because as a mother, you want to spend Christmas with your kids. You want to spend Thanksgiving with your kids and with your family, right? And let's just take Christmas, for example. Now, if you have school-aged children, or if you had school-aged children, right? Welcome, Dwayne, Hazelwood. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just going over the fifth and final step that you need to consider to complete your money map. So let's just say if you have school-aged kids, or if you did have school-aged kids, you know how they get that long-ass 2-week Christmas break. Well, this is the time where you're stuffing stockings, you're trimming the tree, you're making dinners, you're filling out your Christmas cards. You're not working during that time. That's 14 days, you guys. So off of that 365, minus your birthday, minus your kid or children's birthday, minus that Christmas break from school, that's at least, I don't know, what is that? We're at 17 days already. And now think about the other national holidays. Like think about the 4th of July, Labor Day, New Year's Eve, Easter, all of these other days that's really, really important to you as a mom and as a family provider. You don't want to work on those days, but you don't take that into consideration, right? Other things that you want to consider. Now, if you are also a wife or a husband to your significant other, you're not going to work on your freaking anniversary. You're not going to work on your spouse's anniversary. That's another day coming off of that as well. Hey, Krista Jennings, thank you so much for joining. Oh, I'm going to have to do a quick recap because we have like 4 or 5 people that just joined. I'm just going over pretty much in detail the 5th and intricate portion and the very most important portion to creating your money map. A lot of people call it a sales funnel. I don't like to say sales funnel because you have to understand your money and get your mind wrapped around realistically around your numbers before you can actually create your sales funnel. So I think sales funnel is a load of crap. And I went over that earlier in the blab, and you can watch the replay for that. But also, now that you've narrowed down how many days you realistically can work, right? How many hours are you going to work and doing your business day? Is it 4 hours? Here you go. Let me connect it back in. There we go. Is it 4 hours? Is it 6 hours? Is it 8? Is it 12? How many hours are you going to seriously work in your business? A lot of times I find with clients that if they're a mother and a wife first, they get so frustrated with the fact that they're not where they want to be in their business, and they start to compare themselves.
This is me. 2-hand emoji.
They compare their success to what they're doing with other people in their same field or industry. And the first thing I'll point out to you, I'm like, sweetie pie, you're a mother. You're comparing yourself to the next lady who share the same target market space as you, who doesn't have kids. She doesn't have a husband. So there's no extra obligations in terms of time. You know what I mean? Like you spend your time checking homework, doing laundry, going to school conferences, hosting kids' birthday parties and all this stuff that this other girl doesn't have to do. This is why she's so far along. She can work 12 hours straight without even batting an eye. If you work 12 hours straight, you got like a shot of NoDoz, you got coffee, IV dripping out of your veins. You know what I mean? You just can't work the same amount of time. You don't have the same available working hours to do what other people are doing, right? So that's something else that you need to consider. Now, other things that you want to consider is like sick days, vacation days, and things of that nature. So once you get all of that figured out, then you'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't have a lot of freaking hours to work in my business. We did Feuza available hours last night. And at first, when she started, 52 weeks in a year, 365 days, it was like 2,066 hours she had available to work. We was like, oh yeah, ka-ching, bring in the money, right? Duh, people have different situations, and then oh shit moment. Exactly, I do that.
Like comparison is such a trap. Comparison's a bitch because it is such a trap, and you get sucked in, and especially with social media. Over 2 years ago, I think, almost 2 years ago, I wrote a blog post about social media and depression, and
straight up, I should have read it
because of the whole phones, right? If you're missing out and being sucked into social media and sucked into comparing yourself.
Yep.
And honestly, when it comes to owning your own business, you got to do this, and you got to do your thing. That's it. Like
your ears and your blinders. Yes. I see nobody. I hear nothing.
And I struggle with this. I do struggle with this because I'm a people pleaser. I want to be loved by my industry. I want to please people. And then I do get caught up in like the jealousy mode, oh, why is that photographer in the magazine and I'm not?
Right.
Why are they teaching that conference and where I could totally be rocking that and stuff like that? So that's a huge problem, something we need to put aside. But I don't know if you mentioned this yet, or maybe you're still going to get to it. When talking about your hours, the big mind-blowing moment when we did mine was like all the hours.
Wait, tell them your numbers first.
So we started with what number? I'm not telling my mother.
No, not that number.
Not that.
like tell them the hours that you started out with at first, and then after we did everything, and consider your bottom number.
I think it was like I said that I worked 6 days a week, right? About like eight and a half hours a day or more.
Your total hours.
I think it was like 2,600 to be honest. It was like something.
Yeah.
And then
at first you started out with like 2,600 hours. Yeah. And then what was your bottom number?
Like 300 and something. But because you did, I don't know if you mentioned it already, because I had to lower the volume while I was in the call. And everything's okay, thank God. There was just a big mix-up with lunches, and the boys were confused. So the thing is, though, what the whole like thing that really blew me away was that, okay, you spent, I don't know if you reviewed, like we go over the hours of how many hours you're doing marketing, how many hours you're doing admin work a week, let's say, how many hours you're blogging, how many hours you're in social media.
Checking emails, creating invoices, making phone calls. Yeah.
So we went over that. And then like what I didn't realize, and I'm like, oh my God, those are working hours on my business. And then we're like, no, so those hours you actually have to take away because you can't make money during those hours. And
what is the term I gave you? You learned a new term, and it's called what?
Oh my God. Don't quiz
me.
I need more coffee. Don't quiz me now.
When you're working,
I'm still at the bottom here.
When you're working in your business and it's not generating you money, it's called non-billable time.
Oh, see, I'm gonna write that down again.
You're not making money moves, but it's an intricate part into keeping the back office of your business going. Like if you don't send out invoices, then how are you gonna collect your money?
Right.
If you don't follow up on email stuff, you know what I mean? But it's important. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
So we went from like 2,600 hours down to like 300 and something. So
I thought she was gonna fall out of her chair. She was like,
yeah, I was like, what? Because that means like really a year. If I want to take coaching clients, if I want to take, if I want to do photo shoots, right? If I'm doing weddings, and if I'm like, you know, doing portrait work, or if I'm, you know, selling classes or doing my one-on-one SEO coaching that I do, I only have that amount of time to do those things. And then this is where we came up with what my hourly should be. Then I really fell off my chair because I'm like, I could never charge that.
But wait a minute. Oh, go ahead.
What's the ratio? Yasmin asked, what's the ratio for solopreneurs? What do you mean ratio? Oh, non-billable. It was actually like crazy because the amount of time I don't have it in front of me, Erica. I don't know if you could pull it up, but the amount of time that, you know, non-billable versus billable hours. So I guess what would be the ratio if my non-billable hours was 2,600 and then my billable hours was only 300 and something, right? So that would work.
What's RY's name? Is that Yasmin?
Yeah, that's Yasmin. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Yasmin. I haven't had coffee because my friend Feuza didn't get me a caramel frappuccino.
Yeah, from Milwaukee.
So my brain isn't working. But in terms, not really ratio, but I'll tell you in terms of percentage. You should be working 70 to 80% doing billable work and 20 to 30% doing non-billable work. This is why. Why do you think virtual assistants are kicking ass in small business industry? Because they know and they understand the benefit as to why being a VA is so important for people like us.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's scary. So like mine is kind of opposite. I'm probably doing 80% non-billable work.
You're doing opposite.
Probably opposite.
Yeah. You're doing opposite. But it's okay.
It is okay.
No, it's not okay. But no, sorry.
It's okay to like, you know,
it's okay that you now know where and what you need to trim the fat on. Yeah.
Oh, Jillian made a comment because we talked a little bit side note about comparison on social media. She said, Jillian, she said, went so far as to separate my biz personality from my real life with 2 Facebook friends. I only check the biz once, twice a week. All my talk friends are on there, less depression. Less comparison. But it's true. We get so sucked into like, oh my God, they got a new equipment. They got new gear. Oh, they're traveling. Oh, they're doing this. But like, we have to just do your thing.
I think that, and I mean, I don't want to sound like, I don't know, a snob or whatever, but I mean, I do go through that sometimes, but not enough to where I get down. Like it's a Debbie Downer for me in my business to where I'm beating myself up about it.
Yeah, because you come from that corporate, you have that corporate sales kind of experience, which I think is a more confidence place than like an artistic place where.
No, not really.
No?
Jillian brought up a point where she said to separate my biz personality. I struggled with the longest time at first separating my professional. My husband called it my professional white girl voice, and no disrespect to any of my Caucasian viewers, but like you have to talk and act a certain way when you are in a professional corporate America top executive type of position. And then when I'm just like my regular shooting the shit everyday kind of self, you know what I mean? And so for the longest time, like Jillian was saying, it was really hard for me to separate the two. I wanted to merge and bring the professional and the everyday around the way girl Erica together and still be accepted by my target market. And that was that was a struggle for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Good point. Okay. So when we're looking at billable and non-billable times, what do we do with this information now?
With that again, I was reading Jillian's question. Comment.
No problem. Being self with clients is the herd I have a hard time with. I guess it depends if you're a personal brand or not. For me, what's helped me the most, but actually I've changed a little bit my opinion about this. So when I first started, I was like way out there, like, hey, this is like my life, too personal. So I'm all about like being yourself, be authentic. I really strongly think you should be, I think this is actually a good tip for SEO and getting found online. I think you should be who you are in person, you should be online. Like if I meet you and that does not reflect how you talk online, there's a mismatch there. So I'd rather know exactly, like when people talk to me in real life, it's what you see, what is what you get. Yeah. How I am on Twitter, how I am online, how I am on my blog.
I couldn't even see you being something else or being somebody different.
Right.
That would just look so weird to me. Like, he was like, who the hell are you right now?
Right. So like, that's why I love when I meet people and they are who, they seem to be. I had like this one bad encounter with actually a photographer where she was like barking at everyone online. And then in person, she was like the sweetest thing. And I'm like, that's shady right there. Like you just gotta be. But in that respect, and because I am a personal brand, right? My site's called Get Found with Fuse. It's, I am in the forefront of it. I'm not a company. I'm not an agency. I'm a solopreneur. But I've also learned how to also cut back a little bit in sharing a little bit too much, right? Because before I used to share
too much to be judged.
No, just sharing too much personal information, right? People don't really need to know everything. Like, yes, it's nice to share your struggles and be vulnerable online. But when I first started, I felt like with my blogging, I just shared a little bit too much. So I've learned to cut back, still being myself, still, showcasing my personality, but kind of more living by the rules of like, what would you tell someone on the airplane? Like, if you met somebody in the
I'm sneezing, I'm sorry.
It's all right. God bless you. But that's just a side note of how much, because that's always a question like, oh, how much of my personal stuff should I blog or put out there and put out online? So I've learned how to contain myself a little bit more. Am I freezing?
Just hang on for a second until you come back. Okay, there you go.
Right. Okay. I think you froze now. But anyway, I really want to proceed. So we talked about, so now that I really can only work 300 hours a year instead of 2,600, instead of 2,600 I thought I was working.
Right. It's like a sticker shop on a car, like in a car lot.
Like, oh my God, I'm working on my business. But really, no, I'm not.
No, you're not.
So what do we do with this information? What is our next step here? What do we do now?
Well, your next...
You said we shouldn't start with what we have to offer. We should start with our personal expenses, our business expenses, then kind of like our savings goals, dream expenses, and then looking at our non-billable versus our billable time.
Yeah. So once you do those 5 different things that I broke down, personal expenses, biz, savings, profit, and your available time, you now know your numbers. Right? Now you know what it's going to take for you to be financially free.
Right.
So what you do with that information is that you take that information and now you look at that number and say, okay, now I know how much my monthly income goal is.
Mm-hmm.
What do I have to offer? And how many ways can I chop up my service offering, disperse it out to the world, serve the people, create multiple streams of income so I can now generate this monthly income goal. So for example,
so workshops,
I was trying to give like, I want to say it like without trying to say it. Okay. So let's say, and like realistically, your monthly income goal based on your financial obligations, your monthly income goal, you should be bringing in $20,000 in order to make all of those other 1 through 5 things work, right? So when you first look at that number, $20,000, you want to pass out.
Right.
You want to say, the hell with this.
Mine was about 9K, which is like more than double that I thought that I wanted.
Yeah, yours was like close to 10K.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I only need to make 4K a month. I'm all good. But once we looked at my personal expenses, you know, this crazy
everything,
this hair and this coffee right here,
everything.
And we looked at my business expenses. Then we looked at some savings goals that I would like to contribute, right? Mm-hmm. And then we looked at really the only hours I have left to actually bill people and get money paid. Yep. It was like, oh, I really should be bringing in almost $10,000 a month. That is the goal if I want to make profit. And we did, I don't know if you mentioned it, but we did put like a 30% margin for profit in there, right?
Yeah. Well, I said profit. I didn't mention any type of percentage, but yeah, I did mention profit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is to make a profit. So we're not talking about breaking even. We're not talking about just paying the bills. We're talking about
who wants to work to break even. That sucks. You might as well just work a 9 to 5.
We're talking about like having some dream things in there. I put 2 nice vacations a year in there. I put 30 days vacation time off.
I don't know where you going, but I'm in your suitcase for 30 days.
Brazil. I'm Brazilian. We need days off. No, 2 weeks is like only in the US. Anyway, so putting all that in there. So it was about, 9K or almost 10K. Mm-hmm. So then, and then of course I did fall off my chair then. But then we started looking at, okay, what can I offer that is billable, right? Like what can I sell?
Well, yeah. Now, this step 1, you looked at your money, you looked at your numbers. Now you can look at step 2 and you can go back to your passion, and now you can fulfill your purpose because you know your numbers, right? So, for those who've been listening and follow me for a long time, you know there's a difference between purpose and passion. Passion is that thing that you love to do no matter if you get paid for it or not. Your purpose is who you serve by doing what you love to do, and then you get paid for it. So, now that you know your numbers,
can you say that again?
I'm
writing down my shark pen.
Right now, okay. The difference between passion and purpose. Passion is when you do that thing that you love to do, and it doesn't matter if you get paid for it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Your purpose, right? Because I just feel like God designed all of us. You purposely designed, and he designed all of us to be intentional and to want to serve and help others. So whatever our passion thing is, we now marry that with our purpose to serve other people, and then we get paid by working through our purpose using our passion.
Because some people will get stuck on that passion and
people get stuck on the passion, and that's why they want to charge it for free, right, charge it for cheap, and say I'm in business.
Charging it because they love it so much.
Well, then just do it as a hobby. Don't call yourself a business owner. Yeah. Yeah. If you say you are an entrepreneur, that means that you are in the business of doing something by yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So if I say, oh, well, how much money have you made so far in the last 6 months? None. Then you're not a fucking business owner. You're just inspired by the hope of creating money because you love this thing.
Right. It's not even how much money you make. Have you profited? You can make all the money in the world, but if you're not profiting.
Well, not even. No, like first make money. And then once you make money, then you can start figuring out, okay, now I can make money and put some in my pocket.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Well, ROI is always wonderful.
Yes. So we're talking about awesome. So purpose here. So with our purpose, now we could create products and services.
Now you can look at what you can create
Okay.
Based on your passion that you love to do, how many ways can you work that passion to purposely serve others? Can you create a workshop?
Okay.
Can you do speaking engagements? Can you create e-products? Can you create video series? Can you create audio series? Can you create one-on-one coaching sessions or consultation sessions? Can you do group coaching? Can you do e-courses? All these different things that I just named, you are now oozing out your passion, your same passion, but you're just doing it in multiple ways. And that is called multiple streams of income.
Okay. So for example, if I wanted to make $9K a month, then I could look at, okay, so I need at least, X amount of coaching clients at Y price. I need to sell, X amount of classes at, price X, and then to add those up to try and reach that goal, right?
No, not try and reach.
Reach the goal.
Yes, because we don't say try.
Don't say try.
Say
yeah. Okay. So
and now here's the thing. I want to go back to a point that I want to go back to something that you just said. You said, I will now do a workshop and charge this amount. Well, you will know what this amount is because you've worked your financials first. So You're not just pulling $200 an hour out the air or putting $300 an hour out the air. You now have a true meaning and purpose behind that number.
Right. And also it's like, if I'm not charging this, I'm not making money.
Exactly.
So I'm not.
If you're not charging a certain or specific price point, then you're not making money.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like you won't be able to hit your monthly income goal. That's the first thing. The second thing, I had another point. Yeah. The second thing was when people ask you how much you charge, you can be proud when you say, I charge X amount for this package, X amount for this class, and you can be very confident about it because you know what comes behind that number.
Right.
It won't be as sleazy to you anymore. It'll be more heartfelt.
Right. Like, I'm kind of, sort of, my price is kind of, like we women do that. Well,
yeah, sometimes, yeah, go ahead.
April, I was watching a Creative Live episode and April made a good point. She goes, when somebody asks a guy how much something costs, he's like, it's, $500. When somebody asks a woman, well, it's kind of like, well, it's 500, but, I'm not sure, or it could be 350.
Oh my God. Do you know what I get a lot? I'll ask them, okay, so like once they tell me what they price,
I struggle with that for photography.
Are you serious? Like another common thing with my coaching clients, because I work a lot on the sales. I said sales. I work a lot on the solution side of things. I hate the word sales. And so I would say, okay, so how much do you charge? Blah, blah, blah. They say, well, sometimes I'll charge like this amount, but then other times I'll charge like that amount. And I'm looking at them like, what the F are you? And so, I'm like, okay, so this is where we need to start. So so have your number, lock your number in because your number has meaning, right? Numbers don't lie, and it is the backbone to your financial freedom. Yeah. I'll get my laptop because I'm getting. Okay. You're going to walk with me to the outlet for a second.
I did want to touch on a point where, let's say we really haven't been doing this, right? And, and now we have this roadmap, and we know like the steps that we need to take. And one conversation I had with you just 3 weeks ago, I was like starting to panic a little bit with my own financial goals and things like that. And I'm like, Erica, how can I not get into this desperation mode? And you, so you had some really good insight about tapping into your network. Cause I think what happens now is, okay, I need to book, let's say for me, I need to book 5 coaching clients for October. And then I'm like, oh my God, how do I do that? Like, what's my first step without like going crazy and let's say
my mind just went right into coaching mode. I have to get out of that for a second. I'm like, 5, like, where'd you get 5 from? Like, where'd that number come from? Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, no, just example. So I'm like, okay, it's October 20th and I've only booked 2.
And you're trying to get to 5 and it's October 20th. And you have like 10 days left. Holy shit. How am I going to keep the lights on?
The desperation hats, blinking lights start like appearing and I start panicking. So like you have some really good feedback and insight of that. Like, okay, let's backstep. And this is what you can do. So do you want to share with everyone this fabulous insight you gave me?
Of course, I want to share how people can make coins. Why not? That's the shit. So here's the thing. when you get into desperation mode, it doesn't even have to be a situation. I mean, you've worked, you've done all that you can do. You've marketed, you've done webinars, you've done blasts, you've done parents, you did all this stuff. You did everything right. But still, like Feuza was saying in her example, the numbers are just not up. The sales is not there. My check account is still looking real skinny. I have like a week left or 14 days left. I need to do something else. Lord, come send me a sign, right? And I like to call it feast or famine mode. When you've done all that you can do and you're in feast and famine mode, this is what you need to do. Because you know what? There's no 100% proof way of like, you follow this step by step to letter and it's going to work every single time. Because shit happens. It's called life, right? So here's the thing. One thing that people forget to do, they forget that they have net worth in their network.
Hold on. They have.
I was ready to drop my notebook. Are you ready?
I'm like. All right. If you're new to us, we. We gotta explain. So.
Yeah, explain it.
Erica and I, during our scopes, especially late night scopes, whenever we're on somebody's scope or something, and they just like give out a mind blowing knowledge thing, we're like, it's just like dropping the mic. Like we're like, oh my God, let's drop the pens. That was so good. And Erica drops buckets of. So we got to remember our net worth in our network.
Well, it's 2 R's, or actually it's 3 R's.
Okay.
Remember that you have a network.
Okay.
Respect the fact that you have a network.
Oh, yes.
And use your network as a resource. This will get you through that feast or famine's phase. For example, when you are in business, one of the things that you need to be doing, if you're not doing, start doing it as soon as you get off this damn blab. Build relationships with people. Because guess what? People will only buy from people that they know. Right. People will only buy from people that they trust. I built a relationship with Feuza to where I know for a fact and I trust the information that she gives me. And I know she knows her SEO business. If she says, Erica, will you share this link to my class, to my this or that? I will do it with no problem. I will send it out in a newsletter. I will tell my private Facebook group. I will put it on my Twitter, all that stuff, because 1, we built a relationship. True. Right. 2, I trust and I know what she's saying is golden, and I know that it can help people in my industry as well without stepping on my toes, on my business toes, right? And then 3, I know that my followers will then, tack on to what she's doing and what she's saying, and I know they need what she has. So she's tapping into me, her network, right. and she's using my network to build her net worth. Mm-hmm. So what you need to do is look at your circle, like look at your business circle, right? And see who have you built relationships with, who can really co-sign and validate that you know your biz is. And so make sure that you're fostering those relationships. Send them an email, send them a shout out on Twitter, send them a shout out on like whatever. You know what I mean? Keep fostering and building that relationship, because there will become a time where you're in a feast of famine, quote unquote, desperation mode, and you need to reach out to these people. Right. And it's called JV partnerships or JV collaborations, right?
Which you need to do a show just about, but okay. And JV is joint ventures. JV 5 minutes without not knowing what JV meant. Okay.
She was like, JV, oh, okay. Oh, and then like 5 minutes, she's like, Erica, what's JV mean? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. It stands for joint ventures.
So affiliates, people that you could partner with and work on things together as well.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is that when we had that talk, I really wasn't remembering that I had a net worth in my network. I wasn't even thinking about that, right? And it doesn't have to be huge. It could be really a handful and small too.
Well, here's the thing. So if you have a network of individuals and they all have like a small following, well, you want to reach out to more of those smaller people to get a bigger return. But then right. you may have some heavy hitters in your network. Like you had a Twitter chat, was it Tuesday night or Wednesday night?
Yeah.
And Sue Zimmerman was in there.
I know, she's like the Instagram expert.
Now she's in your network, you know what I mean?
And not only did she like answer one question. She actually sent
She
pictures.
stayed and she like engaged and she sent pictures. I mean, I'm like, yo, this is what's up.
Girl crush.
Yeah, exactly, girl crush. Yeah, so you want to definitely make sure that you are reaching out to your network who understands what you do, who validates what you do, and won't mind sharing what you do with their people.
So in reaching out, you mean what? Like, oh, hey, can you share this class? Or I thought of you. Like, give me some more examples.
Okay, so in terms of script, in terms of conversation, you mean?
Yes, because you're good at script.
So, all right. So let's just say me and you, for example, right? I have this e-class coming up and it's about creating conversations that convert into a coin. CCC, right. C3, whatever. I just made that up, but maybe I should do a class on that. And so it is the end of October. I don't have as many seats as I would like to have for whatever reason. So right. I would reach out to Fuse. And so because we talk all the time, I would either pick up the phone or send a tweet or in some type of way, I would say something in the realm of this. Hey, girl, Fuse, what's going on? I'm really bummed about my class seats. My attendance is really, really low. Would you mind sharing a link to my sales page with your followers and share these three top benefits as to what they would get once they go through my e-course? And you want to be convenient and share the benefits of your class, because if I'm going to speak on your behalf, give me something to say. Like, don't just tell me the title of your class. Tell me why it's important for my people to know why they need to be in your thing.
Right.
And then I'll sweeten the pot and say, hey, I created an affiliate link for everyone. For every person that you refer, you'll get X amount % off of everyone that you bring in. So it's kind of a win-win for both of us.
And the funny thing is, I kind of did something similar where I reached out to someone, and it was just and it was more like not share my thing or anything like that. I was like, oh, you know, I think I was on their webinar or something. They were talking about how many class seats I had sold, and I was like, oh, you know, my class seats were a little low. And I kind of just asked her for advice. Like, I was like, you know, and she had a conversation with me. She was happily to share. It was direct message. I'm like, you know, so are you also promoting on Twitter, or you just reach out to your newsletter audience? So, you know, I was vulnerable and I was like, I'm having a hard time getting students for my class. And then she was like really open to giving me feedback and ideas of what I could do. So that was really helpful too.
Yeah, like what I do, because I found in my experience as a coach and a business owner is that even though you can put out a blast campaign, you know, like on Facebook, or you post something on Instagram, or you do a webinar or something where you do like a blast, like to the masses,
right?
People still, I've had more people convert over to me when I invite them through like a private message.
So give me that script of a private message that you're like, hey, I thought of you, instead of like, hey, do you want to buy my course?
Oh, absolutely. So, all right. So let's say Fuse is not my JV homegirl. She is now my prospect client, right? So my numbers are low, and now I'm thinking of everyone who follows me, and I follow them back, and we have a pretty good rapport with, right, online. So I would think of Fuse, and then I would send her a Twitter DM, because if you do a DM from your computer on Twitter, the character limitation has extended. Oh, hey, Mike. Hey, Ann. So I would say, hey, Fuse, I have a class. I have a webinar coming up this coming Saturday, and it's going to be talking about XYZ. And I thought of you immediately because I remember how when we were talking about whatever you go into flashback mode, and I remember you said that you struggle with whatever that pain point is. Well, on Saturday, I'm going to be talking about how to get over, how to overcome, how to resolve XYZ. And I want to personally invite you to my webinar. And then I will drop a link to my class. It's not really salesy or pushy. It's just, hey, I thought of you. And I remember that you were talking about you had an issue with this. So keeping you in mind, I want to make sure I personally invite you out.
Right. And I did that with someone that's here on the chat, and she signed up for my class. And it was not like,
wait a minute, say that slow because we're recording.
Yeah,
that's like a testimony for me.
So Candy was in our hot seat last week, and we gave her tons of advice, and I kind of gave her a lot of step-by-steps of what to do with SEO. Then she went back into my private Facebook group, and she was like basically a little bit like overwhelmed, and she was like, oh my God, I don't know where to begin. And I was like, hey, it seems like you're stuck, and if you need hand holding and step by step, I have this upcoming class. And it was just really straight, authentic, and I really just thought of her. It wasn't like, you know what, you should buy from me and just sign up for my class.
Stop for a second. You guys, I need you guys to get what Feuza just said. She said that she really thought of her. Going back to the point I made earlier, when you work your business from your heart and not from your pocket, the words just roll off your tongue more authentically and more compassionately, and people will connect and resonate with it. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I agree. I think the problem as solopreneurs, we feel guilty sometimes of charging, and we feel guilty of like kind of, pitching ourselves. So it's hard to separate that from, okay, like, oh my God, I'm giving them all this free stuff and all this stuff, and now I'm going to charge and they're going to hate me. So it's easy to get stuck in.
Stop giving away free stuff.
No, I mean, like, I give a lot of value and content in my blog and for my group. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
And then you're like, oh, but, I need to make a profit too. And I have these other things that I could offer. So I think what's helped me is I think that what you said to me about like, hey, I thought of you, just helped me change my mindset instead of like, hey, buy this class for me and wait, there's more, to like, hey, I really think you could benefit from this. I think that you need this. You could feel free to check it out, but I think you need this. So that is a whole different conversation than, hey, here's my class. Do you want to sign up?
So I want you to grab your pen because you're gonna have to drop it in a second.
My shark pen.
Your shark pen. So just to piggyback and go a little bit further to what Feuza is saying in that regard, the best way to change your mindset around feeling sleazy,
it's a mindset.
Feeling pushy. The best way to change your mindset around that when you are about to approach somebody or about to pitch somebody or about to just bring up the fact that you have something to help them. The best way to do that is you want to think in the mindset of, how can I make their situation better? How can I solve someone's problem today? Because remember, you're working out of your passion. So if your passion is that thing that you love to do, whether you got paid or not, right? Then passion comes with heart. It comes with discernment. It comes with love. It comes with a kindred spirit. So if you're truly working out of your passion, your entire mindset should always be, how can I help somebody solve their problem today? I'll wait. Every time I get down and open my laptop and go into work mode, my mind goes to, whose problem can I solve? I'm looking in Facebook groups. I'm looking on Twitter. I'm looking on Periscope for people who have problems that I can solve.
And I have to say, that is probably my number one SEO tip that I always give too, is how can you be a resource? So marketeers and internet marketing folks use this fancy word called content marketing, right? And they're like, you got to create great content. And they don't explain what great content is, and they don't explain what content is. So my answer to that is be a resource. So think about your ideal audience and think about like your solutions and what do they care about? What kind of information do they need? Do they need you to just curate stuff? Do they need you to just like compile a bunch of articles, do their homework for them, do their like education for them? Because people really appreciate convenience, and I pay for convenience all the time. So you
know what drives me crazy? Okay, I have like a little pet peeve I have to share. When we have like Q&A on either like Periscope or webinars or Blabs or whatever, and we're opening the floor for people to ask a question and get an answer back in return. And when people don't participate, I feel a little bad, because that is the best part of any promo or marketing aspect for me, is answering people's questions. I get the biggest damn high from that.
So ask questions, people.
Yeah, when I'm not able to answer someone's question, I just be like, I didn't do my job today.
Right.
Yeah.
You love helping people.
I love helping people. I love helping people figure their shit out. I do.
Right. That's her tagline. She likes helping people figure things out. And I love that about her. So we need to wake up, and when blogging, okay, when blogging and when offering, or say, how can I help someone solve their problem?
How can I solve someone's problem today? Who can I help today?
Who can I help? How could I make their solutions better?
Yes.
Okay.
No. How can you make their situations better?
Situation.
Yeah. Because they have a situation and you have a solution for the situation.
How can I help them? How could I make their day better? Okay.
That should be your mindset when you're in work mode. That should be your mindset.
And then then the number. Let me drop the pen. Hold on. Because with portraits, that's where I was like getting stuck. With selling portraits, it's basically or photographers call it in-person sales. So there's a big trend now for photographers
sales
reverting from just selling a disc or on like here's your gallery to in person. But what helped me and it's exactly answering this, it's like, okay, here are your photos. Which one are your favorites? How can I help you pick the products that I feel would fit those amount of photos?
Yep.
And here are those products, and here are some options for you. Duh. Yep. It's not about like, oh my God, are they going to buy from me? Am I worth
Wait, but don't say, but it, okay, never mind. Cause I put my coaching hat back on again. You don't give them too many options cause it just freaks them out.
No. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm just saying.
I'm not even going to go there. I'm just
saying like, an album collection would be good for you or just, this collection would be good for you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Based on what they have chosen. But again, you are there just to help them. You're not there to sell to them. You are there to help them and make things easier for them. So I think when you put that hat on, it definitely takes away this negative feeling, this sleaziness, like, oh my God, I'm a salesperson. I hate sales kind of a thing.
Well, here's the thing. So this is where the money part, hang on a second, Fuse. So this is where the money part comes in at, because that just sounds so perfect. The way you just said that, like, oh, like I just want to help them. So how do you help them and still be able to attach your price to it without being sleazy about it?
Just like what I did with Candy and what you suggested. Hey, I thought of you. I have this class. It's a paid class, not a free class. Right. Hey, I have this class and I thought of you. If you're still feeling overwhelmed, if you're struggling, and if you really want some handheld step-by-step, here's where you can learn more about the class that I'm offering. And I thought of you. And then she tagged her friend. Then her friend hopped on.
Oh yeah, you go, Karen. Karen's the MVP for this blab.
I know, and it starts today, and it's.
Oh, that's right. It's October 1st.
Yes,
dude, I'm like,
really good. So right after this call, I'm sending them all their logins.
Yes,
videos and worksheets are in there, and I'm really excited for this group. Actually, so sweet. Okay, any questions right now? Anybody struggling with product
money maps? Yep.
Money issues, money mindset. So Erica, okay, so let's finish the script. Anything else with the script? So Erica mentioned, like, let's say it's October 20th and me, Feuza, I needed to book 5 coaching calls and I only booked 2 and it's October 20th. So Erica said that I have to remember that I have a network, then I have to respect that network, and I have to also...
No.
You said remember, respect, and resource. That's what I wrote down. So you want to recap for folks?
Well, no. You have a net worth in your network.
Right, but the remember, respect, you said remember that you have a network, respect
the 3
your network.
R's. Yeah.
And the part about resource.
Remember that you have a network, respect the fact that you have a network, and use your network as a resource, because you have a net worth, TH, in your network, OR or RK.
There we go. Awesome. So any other tips on scripts and how you can reach out to your network?
Definitely, I would recommend and I would suggest that reach out to people that you've built a relationship with. Like, don't just go spamming people and just dropping in links and just say, hey, I got this going on, check it out. I mean, I'm not even going to look at it and I'll probably unfollow you. You know what I mean? Have a conversation with them, let them know what's going on, and make sure that if you're reaching out to people with the intention, right? Be intentional when you're reaching out. So if you're reaching out to people because you're trying to fill a seat and they would like to be your ideal client, then you want to say things like, I've thought of you. And not only did you think of them, but what the hell did you think about? I remember that you said you struggled with this, or you were trying to know more about that. I'm offering a class that's going super deep, step by step, where it's pretty much hand holding for, on this Saturday at 1 o'clock. So if you have 60 minutes to spare and you want to learn how to overcome this, whatever. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. All right.
Anybody have any questions? I'm gonna feel sad again. No one has questions. Dude, it's like free coaching. Y'all ask me some questions.
I know. I think it's the topic is like sensitive sometimes. So any tips on avoiding the money blocks? Because I think money blocks can really get in the way of.
Yeah, you said it. Stop being so damn sensitive about money. I mean, everyone wants to be in business and everyone wants to be financially free, but no one wants to do the work, or really no one wants to accept the fact that they have to do stuff like create money maps, create financial goals, and really look at their numbers. And you know what I found out? I found out that people get scared when they look at their numbers because people want to live in the dream of what could be. Right. You know what I mean? People live in the mindset of all the possibilities of XYZ. But when you start looking at numbers, it's like, damn, it's like a slap back to reality. And people don't really like the reality that they're in. And I think that's why people really don't like sales and finances and numbers and stuff like that, because numbers don't lie, and numbers tell you where you are.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah, I think it's easy to get terrified and scared for sure. I think also it's not that people don't want to do the work; they just are doing the wrong kind of work, and they're not focusing on the
That's true too.
Doing. Because it's really easy to get busy work. It's easy to work 50 hours a week, but not to work.
But is your busy banking though? Like
right.
You gotta be busy banking.
Busy. Oh, I like that. That's a new one. Hold on.
Gotta be busy banking. Mm-hmm. Or my favorite is money making moves. That's what I say.
Ooh.
Which, you know, and then in the sales world is like sales lead like generation and stuff like that. Well, I don't want to generate leads. I want to make money moves. I want to connect, I want to make relationships. So I just take words and switch them around so it don't sound so sucky.
So building this report with people, creating a network, what has helped me a little bit is, one, promoting others online. So I have a saying that if you promote somebody online, they can't ignore you. So a lot of photographers, wedding photographers, for example, they want to get in a venue or with a wedding planner, and they will email them like, hey, do you want to grab some coffee? That does not work because the planner could sniff that like a mile away, right?
Right.
So instead, I recommend feature the venue, feature that planner and say, hey, I actually don't have any photos of your place. Is it okay for me to stop by? Because I'm featuring you on my wedding blog. So they're always going to say yes to that because it doesn't take any time away from them. You do your thing, you blog about them, then you tweet it out in your Facebook. And even if they don't like you, they have to thank you because you've complimented.
And you just did like free marketing for them.
Yes, exactly. So I think what has helped me a little bit has been tweeting and promoting other people and fostering relationships online, especially when you can't do it locally or in person. Yes, promoting others, being yourself. And recently what I have done is I've started my own mastermind group, and I think anyone could do this for your industry. So my mastermind group is very specific though. It's photographers who are infopreneurs, and all of them are moms. So they have very specific, well, actually not all of them are moms. So it's only 5, it's very specific. So you have to be a woman, a photographer, and be an infopreneur and selling things online, right? But what I love about that little closed group is that, we'll be like, okay, what do you girls have to share this week? So you can find a buddy or a small group like that, maybe create your own mastermind group and share your experiences. And we're all pretty much the same market. We live in different places. We focus a little bit on different things, but we're helping each other out, right? We're sharing each other's content. We are pinning together on group boards. We are posting and sharing to our fellow, our audience. And it's been great. And it's not, so maybe that you could create your own group and start something growing like that. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, Stephanie, how are you? She's from the poolside. Oh my gosh, if all her blog has dreamy vacation, luxury places you want to go, add that to your monthly sales goal.
Wait, what is? I missed something.
Stephanie's blog. Stephanie, put in your blog. Is it by the poolside? So she's and I think in Europe, and she features these amazing locations and places for you to visit. Mm-hmm. And she has a cool thing to help you find like your dream vacation spot too.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
So for the people that's on the call, we have Karen, we have Jillian, we have Dwayne. and we have Stephanie, and then Fuse, and myself, and I think Reis is still with us. I'm not sure. She does hair and stuff like that, so she's always multitasking. So, of all the information that we've given out today, can you share with us what you found the most helpful and how you can apply it in your business?
Well, I'll start while they're typing. So, the most helpful for me was actually looking at my hours, because I had done like business costs before. I didn't realize my personal costs were so high, so that was good. The hair, and the coffee,
and
the coffee. But looking at the whole, like, okay, how many hours you work a week, and then how many hours you're spending on admin, on marketing, on email, on all these other things, running errands or whatnot, and how much really little time I have for offering like coaching and for offering workshops or speaking engagements and things like that. That I was kind of shocked. So that was like really eye-opening for me. And now I really feel prepared and like going into October and really going to 2016. And, you know, like, okay, now I know my numbers. Now I know how many clients that I need. I have to hit the ground running and, you know, reach out to my network, reach out to people, reach out to my email list, and things like that. So that was like a big aha for me. But people are really quiet today. I don't know if they're working and just listening in.
Oh yeah, because do you remember LaShonda last week? She was like sneaking. Was it last week or week before? She was like sneaking at work listening. She was like, it was the best 2 hours ever.
Yeah,
the hours were eye opening. Oh, cool.
The hours, because like we think we're like, oh, we're really working 40 hours a week. But so for Jillian, for example, she's a photographer. So the amount of time that she's doing all these other things, and we'll give her only like, so maybe she has, you know, only 4 hours a week to really like photo shoot and maybe meet and do consultations and meet new clients. So she doesn't really have that much time that she thought that was billable. And then that means like that rate for those times that are billable need to be at that point where she's really making a profit. So yeah. And then as solopreneurs, like we forget that we actually need sick days and holidays and vacation days, right? We just think we're working 50
and just shut the world out days.
Yeah. Oh yes, I love those days. Like airplane mode on the phone. Like I'm not here.
God. Airplane. I'm just still trying to lock myself in the bathroom.
From the kids,
girl, and then they still knock on the door like, Mom, just give me a minute. It's like,
all right, I saw a graphic the other day that was like mom in the middle, and it was like, where's my phone? Where's this? Where are you? You know,
what time is dinner? Have you seen my shoes?
And then for dad, it was, where's mom?
That's my house all day.
Then they learn how to pick the lock. Your phone.
Oh my, yeah, no. Who's that, Jillian? You're not even lying. My son tore up paper and made like a little paper wad and learned how to take the paper and smudge it into the lock part of the door. So if I lock it, it doesn't lock. Kids asking me.
It's asking me for one dad. It's like, your dad's downstairs. Why are you coming up here to tell me?
Like, Mom. I'm like, no, say dad. Mom, no, say dad. He's right here. Ask him. Like we both can be sitting side by side on the couch. They'll come up and ask me, ask your dad, he's right here. It's okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
Crazy.
Well, it's already 1:28. Lino stinkers. Mine figured out how to use a mini screw. Oh my God. You're like MacGyver's over there. So it looks like
so funny.
Questions.
Anybody want to get in the hot seat and ask a question or no? Well, if they don't want to type a question in, they probably want to get in the hot seat either.
No.
Yeah.
And it is 1:28. So you want to recap and talk about something that you have new coming up that I love?
Yeah, I actually was going to offer it on Blab, but when I have a video tutorial to go along with it. And when I did the playback of the video, it was like a 2-second delay. So you would see my mouse moving on the screen, and then I'm talking like 2 seconds after it. So it sounds really confusing.
Did you try in different browsers or?
Yeah, I tried 3. I tried Firefox, Chrome, and Internet. Gotcha. It was something with the software application, so I used a different one. But no, so, okay, recap first. Recap was creating your money map. You need to consider your all of your financial obligations, both personal and business. You need to also account for any type of savings, dream goals that you want to accomplish over the next 12 months. You want to also consider if you want to receive any type of profit back into your pocket and what that percentage is. And then you also want to get extremely clear. Be extremely clear as to what your available working hours are out of the 365 days. Make sure that you account for everything that is important to you. And then when you get to that bottom number, then you know how many hours you have to work. And then you want to make sure that you want to create your sales funnel once you know your numbers. So know your numbers first, and then create your sales funnel or your solution funnel, right? Because you're providing solutions. So then create your solution funnel based on how many ways can I chop up, or how many ways can I disperse my services to where it's bringing me different streams of income, some passive, some not, some face-to-face, some online, some digital, e-products, whatever the case may be, to where I can meet my monthly number goal each month. And then I created, what do you do?
I was just asking him.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Fuse and the big yellow right there. Duh. And so I actually have a product that I created. And I've taken all of what I did. I took a lot of the common situations that I'm finding with my clients and what they struggle with in terms of creating their sales funnel and their numbers. And so I created a product, and it's called Purpose to Profit Formula. And what this is, it's really the step-by-step. Fuse call it my secret sauce, but it's basically the step-by-step solution to where it answers all of those questions. You won't ever have to worry about how many products you need to sell, because I show you this in the formula. You won't have to worry about, did I really cover every single expense down to the dog food in my expenses, because I have it mapped out for you. You will no longer have to scratch your head and figure out, why can I make this go every month, or why am I still in feast or famine mode every month? Because I show you exactly what to do and where to put your numbers and be very real behind the income goal. And that's called the Purpose to Profit Formula. I have it ready to go, but I was going to add a video to it. And I stated on my Periscope, I did a Periscope 2 nights ago. And as a Blab loyalty viewer, I was gonna offer it. It's going for only $197, and the $197, it's an actual rinse and repeat system. So it doesn't matter if your financial situation changed within your life, your livelihood, your cost of living. You still can go back and you can use the same formula and plug in your new numbers for your new livelihood situation.
Your spouse too, they can do it,
and your spouse too. Your kids can do it. Everybody can do it. Yeah, but no, it's mostly for your business.
What I loved about it, so I tested it and it was mind blowing. What I loved about it is that being in business, I've been in business on my own for 7 years now. Let me tell you, I am like the vice president of the Feast and Famine. Okay? But what I loved about this is that I don't know if you guys that are still on with us, if you can relate, the hamster wheel. Yeah. I've been on the hamster wheel where I'm just like working, catching up, photo editing, blogging, I'm just doing this, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a product. I'm going to do a class. I'm going to do, and that hamster wheel keeps on going. So this formula, this calculator, this guide will help you get off that hamster wheel, do the work, do the homework, and then create this roadmap for you to actually know exactly how much money you need to make. Because I thought I needed to make $4,000, but when I went over a month, when I went over, what are my dream goals, my savings goals, my personal expenses,
and her coffee cost,
and my coffee, and actually, let me say the coffee, like with this Jersey accent,
coffee. I love Jersey accents. Oh my God.
So, but I'm in the South, so it's all messed up. I'm like, y'all, coffee, it's just a mess. But it's like, dang, like now I have this is my plan, this is my map. So I can look at the next 3 months and I'm like, okay, this is where I'm at. Then I could stop and tweak it again if I need to. There is no second guessing. It's doing the work for me, and I'm off the hamster wheel. And then I'm like, okay, instead of getting on the hamster wheel and just working, I actually have a plan and I know exactly what I need to create and exactly what I need to do. I feel this pressure off. I feel so just relieved because now I know where I'm going. I have this roadmap and I know my goal and where I want to go. So it was really eye-opening for me. And I had never done anything like, I've done like business costs and costs of running a business, but nothing like
Not
this.
like this.
Nothing to like.
It's not even out here. I've looked. I spent like 2 weeks just to research, like just to make sure I wasn't duplicating anything that was already out there. I went to a lot of different financial websites that offer like free spreadsheets and all that kind of stuff, and it was still different pieces of the puzzle that was missing as solopreneurs. And I said, okay, I can't find it, so I just need to create it. And what it answers for the most, what I like about it and what my clients love about it, because I actually work this system with my coaching clients, so I said, let me just create it and let everybody get it. You know exactly how much you need to charge. That one of the biggest challenges as an entrepreneur, like with clients that work with me, is I don't know how much to charge. It's hard for them to sell what they have to offer because they're not sure about the price. And so you won't have to worry about how much you need to charge. And the other thing is, not only will you know how much exactly down to like the penny, I think hers was like something 28 cents. Yeah. Yeah, like so don't charge something dot 27 cents because you're gonna come up short. But you also know exactly how many days and how many hours you need to work to make everything else happen. So I was really excited about it, and I'm gonna give it to my loyal Black followers, you guys, because you come out and you support every week. I'm offering it. Okay. I was going to offer it at a really crazy price. Well, I thought it was a really good price, but then I had some people, check it out, test it, get feedback. And it was like, you're batshit crazy. It needs to be definitely this. So for my Blab viewers, I'm going to only offer it at $97.
Okay.
It's actually going to be $197. Auto detailing car. I own a mobile auto detailing business and work on
when he did. Did you guys hear that? You get wow, you get like more than half off. So let me tell you.
Yeah. No, it's over half.
Over half. Yeah, that's what I said. More than half.
Oh, sorry. But that's because I don't have Starbucks. See, you got Starbucks, so you can.
I'm energized.
I'm over here.
I'm energized.
So,
I mean, this is a fantastic, like I said, I've never done anything like it. And now as a solopreneur, I just feel relieved in knowing my numbers, because I thought I just needed, my dream goal was to make $4,000 a month. And I'm like, well, if I really want to, go on vacation or pay stuff for my kids and actually buy clothes, and drink
coffee, and don't buy her friends any. Yeah.
Like, oh my God, it's way more. So there were so many things that I hadn't considered. And now I don't know, there was just this weight lifted off of me where I'm like, okay, I got this. Like, this is what I need to do. Now I'm going to work on my purpose, my purpose and my products that align with that. And this is my goal. This is where I need to be at. So that's why I told Eric, she was actually calling it a calculator. I was like, no, this is not a calculator. This is like a formula, roadmap. Like, this is what I needed.
Secret sauce stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the link? Share.
So you'll have to go to my website, because I want to make sure I want people to get the video tutorial no matter whatever price they pay, because I feel like I'll be cheating them if they don't. So I want to finish the video first. So if you are interested, and then put /contact. So if you're interested, go to my website and then go to my contact page and then put Erica, I'm interested. So if you're interested, I'm going to send you a link. I'm tell you right now, I'm going to send you a link to my PayPal for the $97 and not the $197. And I'm going to add the video tutorial. But here's the thing that I want to make sure that you understand. It doesn't matter if you are a Windows user or a Mac user. You can use it, but you must have Microsoft Excel in order to use this system. We tested it out on Google. What is it called?
Docs. Yeah, the Google Sheets, and it wasn't.
Yeah. If you try to buy it and then upload it to Google Sheets, the formulas won't work. The macros won't work. And then the sheet is shifted, and because it's real pretty and stuff too. I made it even prettier after we finished testing it out. Yeah, so that's one requirement.
Steps too, which is really helpful just in case you have doubts. So let me tell you.
Yeah.
this is what Erica does for her VIPs, which is a VIP day is $1,400. And she's selling pretty much the steps-by-steps that she walks through with her clients for $97 for a sale for you guys. So I would not miss out. I would like PayPal her now. What's your PayPal email? And her video, she's just needs to sync her video. What is your PayPal email, Erica?
My PayPal email is ericahood-vincent@ehvconsulting.com. I gotta switch that. Oh, I can type it in. I forget we can type in Blab. Periscope has me so trained to don't type, just talk. Yep. So that's my PayPal. So yep. So send me a message on my contact page.
Yes.
Or on my website, go to the contact page and let me know that you are interested. I'm gonna redo the video.
Those who are interested, PayPal her now before the price goes up to $197.
No, it's gonna go up after I'm done with Blab. So that's why I'm saying if people send me, yeah, because I created the $197 Blab. I mean the $197 button, PayPal button first, and then I remember that I was gonna do a really super special offer for the Blab viewers. So it's only $100. Now you're saying $100, I don't know. So let's just figure this out for a second. How long have you been racking your brain trying to figure out how much you need to charge? How many weeks, how many months have you been banging your head against the wall, being in that feast and famine mode because you can't seem to make your ends meet every month? Or I'll do you one even better. How long have you been stuck in a dead-end job that you wish to God that you can tell your manager, F you, I'm out of here, because you're building a booming business because you don't have a roadmap in place to answer all of these questions? And I think you can spend $100.
Like, I love how it's October. And I'm already thinking like 2016, like how I'm going to kill it in 2016.
Yeah.
And my downtime in December, I'll be in Brazil, but in January.
December of this year, you're going to be in Brazil?
Yes, girl.
That's not in your money map, honey. I did not see that in your money map.
Paid for that. My husband paid for that one. That's why we did include that in my money map, though. We did.
Yeah, you did.
So then in my downtime in January, for example, I'm like, okay, here are the products. This is what I need to do. I already know my numbers. I know what I need to charge. I know my value per hour. I know my billable amount of time. Is there anything I need to tweak? Should I maybe be spending less time? So it's not only about money. It's also about like how much, what percentage you're working on your business. It's looking at like billable versus non-billable. It's looking at your goals. It's looking at, man, I'm spending way too much on coffee, or man, I just need to make more money to pay for this coffee bill, right? So it's not just, that's why I told her, like, this is not just a calculator. Like, this is a roadmap. Like, every entrepreneur, every solopreneur needs something like this, especially if you're like me and you don't come from like a finance mindset or background, or if like numbers just scare you. This was so easy to go through and to fill in, and, and I love that I could like, save it and then do it again or change something, right? So let's say like I'm no longer paying rent, or let's say I want to do it for my husband's business because he's a solopreneur and what he needs to bring in and make. So it's reusable, it's repeat and, rinse and repeat. And it's less than $100. Come on, people.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're serious about making money in your business, this is a great, fantastic investment. Even if it's $197, it's a fantastic investment. So I strongly recommend
something really quick. The best part of doing that whole process with you last night was not the part where you almost passed out when you saw that your monthly income goal was $9,000. I wanted to laugh, but I was like, oh, she really is like freaking out. But the best part for me was helping you work through the multiple streams of income. Right. Because after you walk through the multiple streams of income, it was doable for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was the best part of that. Like,
God, 9,000.
Do this and do that, and then you can do that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah. So yeah.
And one thing we talked about today is like, it's so easy to just sit back and just dream and not really do. Like you're like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I made $4,000 a month? And I'm like, no, I actually need to make $9,000, and it's actually doable and attainable. And this is how I'm going to do it. And now I have this map. I have this map that I can fill in, that I can do, and know exactly what kind of products and services I need to be offering.
I mean, you just become more driven. Like you get like a high, you get like some type of adrenaline rush. Like, oh my God, like you like in beast mode because you know what you need to do now. It's all clear.
But it was really different because I've done something similar before where I'm like, okay, I need to book X amount of clients. I think this is actually way beyond that. And it's not just like, okay, I need to bring in $2,000, so I need, 3 coaching clients or something. So this was a lot more detailed. And it just made me look, the whole how many hours per week thing was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's when that 26 went down to 300. I was like, holy shit, girl.
Yeah, 2,600 hours. Then I really only have 300 something hours a year for billable.
And she was being completely, I mean, I thought she was just kind of like, fudgy numbers just for the sake of going through the motions of it. But no, that was realistically her life. I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Right. I need to have more billable time than not. But anyway, thank you guys so much. We're at this for almost 2 hours again.
Oh my God, why do we do that every time?
Yeah,
okay.
I know, because then you people are coming up. So next week, Erica, do you actually want to push it maybe for 1 p.m. since a lot of people seem to come on later? It'll be noon your time.
I'm looking at my calculator.
Sure.
Oh, noon my time?
Yeah.
That's the 7th, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I have our time blocked out for 2 hours anyway. So yeah, that still works.
Okay. So let's start at noon.
Okay.
1 p.m. EST, and we'll chat offline what our topic for next week is going to be.
I want our topic to be the quality versus quantity.
We can. And if you follow me on Periscope and online, October is all about blogging, and I will be wrapping up later my scope with my. I have like 30 days of challenges for social media. If you didn't do them, you could still do them. And tomorrow is going to be all about getting found for the holidays, which is a hot topic for many businesses.
Damn. Oh, now all this is for October?
No, blogging. My monthly theme this month is blogging. So how to get found for your blog, blogging, SEO. But I'm going to kick it off, the Periscope tomorrow, all about how to get found for the holidays, because the holidays are practically here, and this is a big money-making season for product, for service, for lots of things. So that's going to be my Periscope tomorrow, and then we can chat further about our theme next month. Next week.
Yeah, we do our Christmas shopping in October because I don't like people that much. So, I have a question.
Walmart on Black Friday? What do you mean?
I don't. But no, first of all, I really appreciate and I love my sleep because I don't get that much of it. So you're asking me to get up out of my sleep and go spend money, but before I can go to get to the cash register, I gotta wrestle with Susie Q and Shaquita. That's okay. I'd rather go online.com or just do it in October. So
Shaquita.
Yeah.
Susie Q and Shaquita. Woman wearing the SpongeBob outfit at Walmart.
But true story, not even BSing you guys. True story. One of my kids, I don't know which one because I have 4 of them, was really in love with Elmo back in the day, like Elmo's World. And everything about Elmo that came out, I had the chair, toothbrush, the dinner plate, the sheets, the robe, the slippers, the whole 9 yards, you guys. And I remember so vividly, like it was yesterday, which made me not do another Black Friday ever again. I think it was that damn Tickle Me Elmo doll, and it was coming out launching that Christmas or that Black
Friday. I woke up early. My son was like not even 2, and he woke up early, so I had to take it.
Girl, yeah. And so I'm in Walmart because it was like the closest big box store or whatever. And so it's like when they open the door, if you ever watch like the Olympics, it's like when you're
apocalypse is happening.
It's like when you're watching like the track and field Olympics when they shoot the gun off in the air and everybody's making a mad dash. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? So I just go straight over to the toilet.
And then the lines are like 45 minutes just to pay. You're like, what?
It's like government cheese lines. It's like, I mean, dude.
It's the WIC line.
My patience is like not there to deal with that type of shenanigans.
Oh my God.
I remember by the time I walked through the Walmart doors and walked over to the toy section to get the actual Tickle Me Elmo product. Me and this lady was literally headed toward it was one left on the shelf.
Dang, you got it, right?
And my baby. Okay, so I have to walk you through the process first. So she looked like we had this eye contact, which was like we going both for the same damn thing.
Right.
So we get there. I'm grabbing, she's grabbing. It's a box. It's a cardboard box, right? I'm grabbing, she's tugging. I'm yanking. Like, give me this damn box. It's early as hell in the morning, right? The box ripped. I got the box with the product inside. I didn't give a damn. She got the part that had the SKU number. No, you can't pay for it without the SKU number. We got managers who can go look up the goddamn price. I'm gone. See you later. But I was like,
oh my God,
we're about to have a brawl over a freaking Elmo. So I said, no, I can't do Black Fridays no more.
Amazon, that's right. Amazon, love it. All right, so thank you guys so much for being here, and please share. So, because I think this was such a valuable blab. I was going to say scope.
I know.
I think so many people need to hear about this, and I don't know if we scared people with the topic of money.
Think so? Money map. Now, if I would have said cell phone, it would have been like one person.
It was really good. It just might be schedule. People weren't maybe, but we really appreciate the people. Cherise, Jillian, Stephanie hopped in, Jana, Dwayne. Thank you guys so much. This is why we do this. Like to just. You know what?
I'm feeling really. I don't know right now. I think Cherise comes every week. Yeah. Jillian's been loyal.
Dana,
Karen's been loyal. I think if they are interested in getting the
purpose
to profit formula, I'm gonna offer it to them for $47.
Ooh.
I think so. I mean, it's damn near 2 hours, and they're still with us.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yep, there. So guys, go to my website, click on contact. Well,
what?
Exactly. Yeah, so click on contact and let me know. Blab. Now, if you did it the first time, it doesn't matter.
That's pretty much free. Let me tell you.
Dude, I'm offering for $200, and you're gonna get it for less than $50.
Yeah.
And once you're done working, like you're gonna make probably twice as more in your business than what you're already making.
Like
so, if you're making nothing, then you're gonna make something, and if you're making something, you're gonna make double that for sure.
Yeah, and
all right, I gotta go. I gotta feed kids and stuff.
Yes, I gotta go too. Erica, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and for really just being there for us. And I think this is like what
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by Cherise.
I know. How do you get these?
I don't know, but she must have them saved in like a folder or something. That is funny. That's Shaquita right there.
Shaquita.
That's Shaquita who be in Walmart Black Friday. Dancing down the damn aisle.
That says, "Can I take your order at?"
Okay, now we're just being silly. Now, okay.
What is security?
Girl, that's funny.
Cherise!
Hey, Cherise.
Okay, just click on the picture. Right click and copy it.
As an image?
Hold on. Click on the image.
I could do save as image.
Yeah. Okay. But it may not work. So do it this way. It might be a lot easier. It might work the other way, but if you click the image, it should pop up in another screen, another window.
Okay.
Copy the URL. And then just save it in your notes or save it somewhere.
This is gonna be like in my blog.
That way you're ready. See, Jillian?
That way you're so because she getting Jillian getting go ahead, Jillian. Yep. So make sure now it's only the people that's on the blab, and even if you're watching the replay, because if you're watching the replay, you hung out and rocked out with us for 2 hours as well. So you too, I want to thank you and show my appreciation. So you too, go to my website, click on contacts and say, hey, Blab viewer, loved your stuff.
Yeah,
send me my bitches.
This is just an amazing, it's almost like you feel like you're not alone when it comes to this,
I'm sorry, I just got to rock out.
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
All right, Reis, you're gonna be in the hot seat soon. We're gonna put you on live.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? She's doing a video tomorrow. Okay. So next week she needs to be in a hot seat with SEO stuff because she's using YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
Next week, that could be the topic. All of the SEO don'ts you can do with YouTube.
Yes, and I have lots.
And then we can use Sharice with the hot seat. And I think I'll put my video in there too and have two.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's do.
So come up with a cool name.
YouTube marketing. Next week's all about getting found on YouTube.
Okay.
Getting found and getting booked. So what kind of drops the note? So then Erica can help with, okay, what kind of things can we say at the end of the videos, or even our call to action should be in the description.
Oh my God, I love that. I have ideas already.
To confirm that.
I'm like, oh my God, I love it. I love it.
I need this Jiffy on my blog post. Seriously. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure you have the URL of anytime somebody puts GIFs over there. Like I think I did the one. Did I do the one with Tweet a Little Bird, Tell a Little Bird for you guys?
You did.
Yeah, I love that one.
Click it, save your URL, like put it in a folder or a document anywhere. As long as you have the URL, it'll work. Because some of them on it won't.
Sharice, I want you to, if you're able to take advantage of my $47 special, so you can figure out how much time you have to work and stop making these damn GIFs. Because you have way too much time on your hands saving GIFs to your damn folder. Funny as hell though.
I found somebody on Blab that showed us how to do it.
Last night when I was going through my stuff, I'm like, oh, I really want iced coffee. I'm like, can I afford it? Like, look at my money map here. Like, can I really afford coffee now? But it's
all right. My kids are out of school today. I don't like when there's parent teacher conference that there's no school. Like I gotta write somebody about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, girls. Thank you so much, guys. Please take advantage of.
I'm going to work on my video so I can send it out.
Special, and I'm really psyched about it. It blew me away, really. So get going, and
she doing that 1980s pop thing with it. Okay,
I want to really feel like you can't afford the coffee. Start listening to Dave Ramsey. Exactly.
I know that's why
you feel like you can't
straight up.
Life.
That's why, that's why
Dave Ramsey make you feel like I need to just move out of my house, go and live in a studio, get bunk beds for my family.
You know them little small houses. On HTV, they be like small houses.
The tiny houses.
One of those to save money.
That's why I like Ramit Sethi. He's like, you don't need to give up your expensive coffee. Okay, true story though, I have to say. I won his book, I Will Teach You How to Be Rich, which is not spammy at all. I won that freaking book twice on social media contests. I'm like, God, it's a sign. Like, you really.
So you're gonna send me the second copy of the book?
Yes, it's a good book. It's really like a good finance book for non-finance people like me.
Oh my gosh! You know what else I gotta do? I have to send out my day 13 email challenge.
Right, let's go. Let's run. Let's be profitable. Let's get down.
Let's be profitable.
I need more of this, and then
let's make some money,
and let's go back to school so we all can get our English together, so we can go create GIFs,
Girl,
so we can go and get our e-course started. All right, love you guys. Thank you so much. See you next week. We're talking YouTube. Get found, get booked with YouTube.
Yes.
See you guys. This is so much fun. So much fun. All right, peace.
Thank you all.